for this not spicy, see, I'm taking myself there already. For this mild show, is something that some of us can relate to as artists. I have to take a breath now. Because of the speaking. All the candy. I'm like, I know all that candy, right? Shoot, I don't even know who this is. I can't believe I just did that. Right. But a lot of things that us artists kind of deal with, and I call myself an artist because I am very sensitive, if you know me personally, and it's not even, you know, Jock and Erykah Badu. When you pretty much fall in love with another artist or musician, you know, you're in that circle, you're in that network, so I'm telling you, do not fall in love with other poets. Do not do that. Do not fall in love with other musicians, artists, people who play instruments. Okay? Because we know how to get to you. We're good with our words and our adverbs. I promise you. So here we go. We're going to segue into that. Can you hear me all right? Oh, yeah. All right. That's called Speech 105. Making your voice project. Never fall in love with a fellow poet. Advice from me to you and you to me. Never fall in love with a fellow poet because you're going to want some more of it. And once your vibrations, imaginations, mind, body, and soul, plus intellect and pelvis is connect, you're going to want some more of that. And you won't want to disconnect. Trust and believe this. Hear and receive this. I know what to say to him, and he knows what to say to me. We both knew what love was poetically. We both knew what love was poetically. And that only. I fell in love with him. He said he fell in love with me. We once fit together like a puzzle. I could feel it in my muscles. His poetry in motion. Mild.
Yes, very mild.
His tongue was the best. He made me numb. Connection was amazing. And guess what? It's natural. And the sex was the best. We finished each other haiku.
You agree with that?
Hear these poetry lyrics. Haikus. He is a musician. He is a musician. So I knew all of his lyrics. When I had the O word or, yeah, there we go. He could hear it. But I must remind you, never fall in love with a fellow poet. Because you're going to want what? You're going to want some more of it. It gets addictive. Believe this. Do not try this. You're going to want to crave some more of the deep conversations and love making. You must be ready to handle this strong kind of love, filled with compassion and poetic pure passion. We shared each other poems, escaping and enjoying and relaxing from each other's poetic high. Let me clean off my glass.
Y'all be able to see.
We never wanted our poetic love to die. You must be ready to handle this. You won't ever want to tell your poetic love goodbye. I once whispered in his ear, I love your physical, but most of all, I love your mental. I love your physical, but most of all, there's the nerd in me. I love your mental. I love all of his words, adverbs, metaphors, and similes. I wanted more of him, and he wanted more of me. He became my pea pill, my poetic drug. His poetry was addictive. Hear this. Set the energy, slow it down. When you fall in love with a fellow poet, you become each other's spoken word and hip-hop, kind of like brown sugar.
Say it again.
Kind of like brown sugar. Sanaya Lathan. And what's the other brother name?
Tay
Diggs. There you is. You won't ever want your poetic love to stop. You can't stop rhyming to each other's high. Never wanting to tell your poetic love goodbye. PG-13. Coming out sentences. feel this. I told you. Your poetry is just too deep for me. He told me, your poetry, it speaks to me.
Damn.
I know the freestyle rhythm to you, and you know the freestyle rhythm to me. Banging our poetry. Banging our poetry. Never fall in love with a fellow poet. My heart hurts in its bleeding letters and musical notes. It was a mistake by falling completely in love, not lust, with a fellow poet. You may share so many phrases, bumping our notebooks, bumping our notebooks, grinding our ink pens, letting each other in. He becomes your poetic. Here we go, that poetic flow. He becomes your Tupac, Langston Hughes, Common, Maxwell, Lenny Kravitz, and Saul Williams. Oh, I was his Nikki Giovanni, Sonia Sanchez, India Ari, Erykah Badu, Jill Scott, his Neil Hurston, thirsted for more of my poetry. I wanted more of him, and guess what? He wanted more of me. There we go. But every book of classic notebooks and vintage poems must come to an end. Like the Harlem Renaissance. And I feel that. Like, seriously, I feel that. It must come to an end. I tell you.
Come on, baby.
If you fall in love with a fellow poet in your network, in your community, or just whoever, it doesn't even matter. If you fall in love with a fellow poet, just know that you will engage in some intellectual, sexual, mind-blowing energy and memories.
Yes.
I wasn't ready for him, and he wasn't ready for me. He wasn't ready for my intellectual and sexual energy. He filled his ink pen, PG-13. He says he loved my poems. I say I love your songs. When you fall in love with a fellow poet, it's a beautiful friendship. And that is it. It doesn't have to be explained. Screw it. I'm telling y'all. Just don't do it. Peace. I'm not on the floor.